Good morning, reception. Wonder if you can guess what story we're reading today. The clue was in the music, and in the book, and in my 3 visitors today, and my extra little lion, who's just having a snack. We're going to read Goldilocks and the 3 Bears today. This is one of my favourites. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears who lived in a little house in the woods. Father Bear was a very big bear. There he is. Mother Bear was a medium-sized bear. And Baby Bear was just a tiny little bear. You staying, Willow? You got 2 left? One morning, Mother Bear cooked some porridge for breakfast. She put it into 3 bowls. There was a very big bowl for Father Bear, a medium-sized bowl for Mother Bear, and a tiny little bowl for Baby Bear. The porridge was rather hot, so the 3 bears decided to go for a walk in the woods while it cooled down. Now, at the edge of the wood, in another little house, there lived a little girl. Her golden hair was so long that she could sit on it. She was called Goldilocks. On that very same morning, before breakfast, Goldilocks also went for a walk in the woods. I wonder if you can guess where she ends up. Soon Goldilocks came to the little house where the 3 bears lived. The door was open and she peeped inside. When she saw that no one was there, she walked straight in. Goldilocks saw the 3 bowls of porridge and the 3 spoons on the table. The porridge smelt good, and Goldilocks was hungry because she'd not had her breakfast. Goldilocks picked up the very big spoon and tasted the porridge in the very big bowl. "Oh, it's too hot," she said. Then she picked up the porridge in the medium-sized bowl and she tasted it. "Oh, that's too lumpy," she said. Then she picked up the tiny little spoon and tasted the porridge in the little bowl. That's just right." And before she knew it, she'd eaten it all up. Then Goldilocks saw 3 chairs. There was a very big chair, a medium-sized chair, and a tiny little chair. She sat in the very big chair, but that was too high. She sat in the medium-sized chair, but that was too hard. Then she sat in the tiny little chair, and it was just right. What happens to the chair? Can you remember? Uh-oh. But was the tiny little chair just right? No, Goldilocks was rather too heavy for it. The seat began to crack, and then it broke. Oh dear, Goldilocks had broken the tiny little chair, and she was very sorry. Oh dear, who did the tiny little chair belong to? That's right, it was Baby Bear. Next, Goldilocks went into the bedroom, and there she saw 3 beds. There was a very big bed, a medium-sized bed, and a tiny little bed. She felt a little bit tired and thought she would like to have a sleep. So Goldilocks climbed up onto the very big bed. But that was too hard. I can't sleep in that. Then she climbed up onto the medium-sized bed, but that was too soft and very bouncy. Then Goldilocks lay down on the tiny little bed, and that was just right. Goldilocks fell fast asleep. Before long, the 3 bears came home for their breakfast. Father Bear looked at his very big porridge bowl and said in a very loud voice, "Who's been eating my porridge?" Mummy Bear looked at her medium-sized porridge bowl and said in a medium-sized voice, "Who's been eating my porridge?" And Baby Bear looked at his bowl in a tiny little voice. He said, "Who's been eating my porridge? And they've eaten it all up." Next, Father Bear looked at his very big chair. "Who's been sitting in my chair?" he asked in a very loud voice. Then Mother Bear looked at her medium-sized chair. "Who's been sitting in my chair?" she asked in a medium-sized voice. Then Baby Bear looked at his tiny little chair. "Who's been sitting in my chair? And they've broken it," he said in a tiny little voice. Oh no, how do you think Baby Bear's feeling now? Sad, I think so too. Next, the 3 bears went into the bedroom. Father Bear looked at his very big bed and said, "Who's been lying on my bed?" Mother Bear looked at her medium-sized bed and said, "Who's been lying on my bed?" Baby Bear looked at his tiny little bed. "Here she is!" he cried, making his tiny little voice as loud as he could. "Here's the naughty girl who's eaten all my porridge and who's broken my chair. Here she is!" At the sounds of their voices, Goldilocks woke up. When she saw the 3 bears, she jumped out of the bed in fright. She rushed down the stairs, through the cottage door, and disappeared into the woods. By the time the 3 bears reached the door, Goldilocks was out of sight. The 3 bears never saw the little girl again. I think those 3 bears have a little bit of tidying up to do in their house today. And I think Mummy Bear might need to make some more porridge for breakfast. I wonder if you can do our challenge for today's reception. I want you to see if you can retell this story. And you could use 3 bears or 3 cuddly toys from your house, like I've done. We could find 3 different sized bowls and spoons. You could even use your beds and your chairs in your house to retell your story. Have fun, reception. See you tomorrow.